Good day, everyone. It is nice over here for you and I because learning never ends and education is the key to an impactful life. My name is Anthony Nathaniel. Good day, everyone. Today, in our ninth episode of our data processing for SS1, we are going to be dealing with the mediums of information transmission. Now, when we talk about the mediums of information transmission, they refer to the ways in which information is transferred from one person to another. So basically, those are the mediums, the channels through which information passes. For example, when I'm trying to make this video, the channel or the medium through which this information is passing, it is a wireless because I'm not using any cable. You don't need any cable to connect with your computer before you can see me and you can listen to me. So this process of transmitting information without needing wires is called wireless. And this wireless information transmission, it's what characterizes our communication today. So today we are going to be dealing with the three means of communication, and they are also known as type of communication. The first is the satellite, the second is the wireless, and the third is the cable. Now, basically, I'm going to be explaining these three mediums of communication transmission with their advantages, their disadvantages, and so on and so forth. Then we're also going to be talking about the classification of the means of transmitting information. So, how can they be classified into? So, basically, let's start from talking about the types of information transmission, and the first one is the satellite. So, the satellite transmission is basically the kind of transmission that involves when you make use of satellite communication, like when you transfer information from a satellite dish to the earth and from the earth to the satellite. So that's called a satellite communication. It's kind of like an inter intermediary information. So the satellite serves as intermediary, as you can see in this diagram. So from one dish to another, you have a satellite in between. So the satellite collects the information from one dish and then it's transmitted to the other dish. So that is kind of how satellite communication works, and it's very very fast. In fact, it's kind of, I would say, it's the latest one because it characterizes our broadcasting. Even television will broadcast with satellite, because if you are going to broadcast a live show, you have to make use of satellite, because you there's no way you can get that speed of transmission without using a satellite communication. And apart from satellite information transmission method, we also have the wireless information transmission method. Now, in this wireless information transmission method, what it involves is that it involves the process by which the information is transmitted by the use of broadband. Now, I want to talk about broadband. Broadband is over a distance without the help of wires, like the one that from your SIM, from your subscriber identity module. That's from your SIM. When you make use of a SIM, and from your network provider, those are wireless. They are characterized by broadband. They are the ones we use in the internet. That is called wireless today. Now, basically, the wireless communication, it has a lot of advantage because it conveys information at the speed of light, virtually at the speed of light, very fast, and working professionals can work and access the internet anywhere, everywhere, everywhere you are. It's kind of like everywhere you go, it is ubiquitous. Then it is also used for audience situation. You can always alert somebody at the go live. You can, if you have any issue in one part of the world and you want to communicate it to another person in another part of the world as fast as possible, you can make use of the satellite. So, but the disadvantage of this is the growth of wireless network has enabled us to use personal devices anywhere and anytime, but it has led to threats like crime, and because crime is now easily done, because a criminal can easily hack into an account and then just transfer that money wirelessly at the speed of light, so to say. So that it's like everything that has its good side also has its own corresponding bad side. So you can nobody can dispute that. Now, the third type of information transmission we have is the cable. So the cable method involves the use of wires and cables, and it is kind of like the one that is being taken over by the wireless. Now, basically, this we also have this cable communication. It is used in small networks like local area networks. So they make use of routers, they make use of switches, hubs. That is called a cable communication. You make use of all those devices. They are in a network. They are basically wired networks, and they are cable communication. So let's classify the means of communication. They can be classified into different types. So basically, these are basically kind of like the means by which communication can be transmitted. you can refer to them as the devices that help communication to be transmitted. One of these is the fax machine. It's a very common one. It is very common that is used to transmit information. It has been replaced by the telephone. So this telephone, it is made use of very commonly today, but it has also been replaced with the cell phone and the smartphone. We also have the telegraph. The telegraph was one of the first mediums of communication. Then I think it was brought about by in the 1940s or 1950s, and it makes use of a series of electrical pulses to transmit information, and you make use of Morse codes. So basically, apart from that, we have the television, we have the radio. So the radio is a very versatile one. It was used then because it is very free to use, very easy to access information, but it has been replaced now by the television and so on. We also have the satellite communication. Now this satellite, it is the one which is currently in vogue now because of the speed, because of the advanced and the comfortable means of information transmission. Then we also have the internet, which is characterized by the wireless networks. Then we have the printing machines. These are the ones that convert the information from software to hardware. So basically, when you read a book that has been printed, it is kind of like the product of a printing machine. We also have this pigeon was used back in the days, kind of like a archaic stuff of method of communication. Now it's no longer used. We also have the religious the horns. The horns were used back in the days in traditional society in Africa. They were used to transfer information and they make sounds. But they are, as I said, they are now obsolete. So now technology has taken over. We also have so that is all for what we are talking about today. So basically, today in summary, we've talked about the means of information transmission. We have talked about the satellite, cable, wireless, and also the mediums and the devices that are used for transmitting information. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope to see you next episode.